Hi everyone, let's continue theory of interest. One theory we had already finished in my previous video, that was the Ricardian theory, demand and supply theory, where was the equilibrium settled down. So here is now the next second theory is neoclassical loanable fund theory. So, as per this theory, rate of interest is determined by the demand for and supply of loanable funds, not for saving and investment. In the previous theory, we have discussed about saving and investment. But here is we are talking about demand for and supply of loanable funds. So, loanable funds are the amounts of funds which are placed for loaning in the money market. When those funds, those are available, not we are keeping as a saving or investment point of view, we are keeping this money for loaning that we are offering in the market, in the money market, as in the form of loan. So it takes into consideration both monetary and real factors while determining the rate of interest. Next, we come to this is the uh, demand for loanable funds, demand for loanable for investment purpose, that is investment demand, we are calling it, and demand for consumption purpose, also called the saving, and demand for hoarding, that is keeping idle funds. I will take category of second, how we can define this is the demand for consumption purpose. That means suppose sometimes people they are planning to buy four-wheeler and they do not have enough sufficient money, so they are taking automobile loan, or they are purchasing a house, right, or they are purchasing a land, so they do not have sufficient amount and they are taking loan for this consumption purpose. So such kind of loans we are falling in this category, consumption purpose. Also, I mean, that is the demand for consumption purpose. But investment purpose, when you are establishing some new farms or you would like to doing expansion of your farm, so you require some funds, so these kind of investment purpose. But what is the hoarding? That means we are investing in the share market or we are investing in the mutual funds and all. So these are the hoardings, that is keeping idle fund. Then the investment means we are expenditure of funds on building new and fresh capital goods. You can see here. Rate of interest is the cost of borrowing funds for investment, and funds or capital is borrowed for its productivity. When you are multiplying this money, and this money, whatever the you are investing, that would increase. Here is a firm will go on borrowing or demanding money for investment up to the point where cost of borrowing, that is the rate of interest, become equal to the marginal productivity, that is income earned from investment. And marginal productivity of, we can define it as additional, of investment diminishes with every increase in investment due to law of diminishing return. That means if suppose we had invested next 10,000 rupees, so what is the contribution of this 10,000 you had increased as investment? What could be the revenue generation by increasing 10,000 rupees in your as investment? So, as marginal productivity of investment diminishes with every increase in investment due to law of diminishing returns, because there's the one law of diminishing return is operational over there. Next category is, because you can see here, investment purpose, consumption purpose, and hoarding purpose. So one is the investment demand and the one is the consumption demand. So people also demand loan-able funds for consumption purpose. People want to purchase goods which are beyond the reach of their own income. That is why they demand loan-able funds. And there is an inverse relationship between rate of interest and loanable funds for consumption, right? That would be inversely related to each other. And because they are taking this loan for the consumption purpose, as I said earlier, also housing loan, automobile loan, etc. Demand for hoarding, that is the third category. Hoarding means to keep money in idle cash. And here is the read money as an advantage over other forms of keeping money in securities, bond shares, and bank, etc. Cash can be utilized at any time according to own desire, right? Whatever is the idle money you had kept, you can put this money in terms of the securities or in terms of bond shares, etc. And it is also interest elastic. If interest rate would be on the higher side, the people they would be interested more. They would like to invest more. If this the interest rate is on the lower side, they would like to invest less. So demand of loanable fund for hoarding is also inversely related to the rate of interest. That would be, I mean, when the rate of interest is right? So there is supply of loanable funds. This would be the saving, this hoarding, bank money, disinvestment. Supply of loanable funds that depends on the saving, this hoardings, bank money, and disinvestment. And supply of loanable funds from saving, you can see savings is the part of the income which is not spent on consumption, because whatever is the money, suppose one person is earning 50,000 rupees per month and they are spending only 25,000 and rest of the 25,000 people are saving. That means they are not spending in the market. Saving depends upon two things. One is size of income. It depends on size of income and it depends on rate of interest and size of income. Size of income means how many people are earning in your family. And let's say one person only doing expenditure, rest of the family members, they are doing saving. Rate of interest means whatever is the rate of interest in the market. If the rate of interest is on the higher side, let's say FD, they are paying more rate of interest. So you would like to save and you would like to keep your money in terms of FD. But otherwise, if the rate of interest is very low, you don't want to save that amount. It is assumed income remain the same. I mean, here is as per this theory, we are assuming this income remain the same. That means there is no increment in this income. Only rate of interest affect the saving. Only the one factor that is affecting saving, that is rate of interest. Higher the rate of interest, more the saving of the people and vice versa. If the rate of interest is higher, people are saving more, and if the rate of interest is lower, people are saving less. Supply from dishoarding. How we can understand this particular term. Higher rate of interest induced people to dishoard their money. And on a contrary, a fall in the rate of interest or a low interest rate will lead people to hold more money and lend less of it, because the rate of interest it is on the lower side. So they will dishold this money more. And so there is a direct relationship between the level of rate of interest and disholding. Then we call it next one is the bank money. By accepting deposits, giving loans, and through the purchase and rate of securities, commercial banks are able to give more loans and their deposits, they create credit. The banks lends more at higher rates of interest and less at low rate of interest, because they want to earn credit money, they want to earn more. And disinvestment means we will talk about there are some firms which may be incurring losses. This is because these firms' marginal productivity of capital is lower than the market rate of interest. Means whatever the rate of interest on the, let's say, they have taken 10,000 rupees per market and they are paying, let's say, 10% of rate of interest. But marginal productivity means this 10,000 they had invested in their production and they are getting less amount, means marginal productivity of capital is let's say it's only 5%, 6%, but against this 5%, 6%, you're paying more in terms of rate of interest. That means you are earning by investing this 10,000 rupees in your production, you are getting only return 6,000, I mean 6%. And but you are paying 10% as rate of interest. That means you are in loss 4%, you are in loss. So here is these firms withdraw their capital and they would be landed, and at the higher rate of interest, disinvestment is increased. When the rate of interest on the higher side to disinvestment is increased. Criticism of this theory, yes, of course, whenever the new theory came into market or came into practice, always that would be criticized by the some more economists. They had introduced new theory. So unrealistic assumptions of the given level of national income, then is the unrealistic integration of monetary and real factors based on assumptions of the full employment. This theory that believe full employment situation is there, that is actually, it is not possible. And interminate theory, that is indeterminate theory. And here is all interest elastic factors. Because if interest on the higher side, that is the elasticity that would be reflecting here. And this is the second theory of interest. And in the next video, I'm going to discuss with you last theory of interest, that is the liquidity preference theory that has been given by Keynes. And in the next video, I'm going to discuss this Keynes theory. So I hope this video would be clear to you what are the factors of this loanable fund theory and how this is the operational in the scenario. So here is neoclassical loanable fund theory. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you. Keep watching. Stay tuned.